The Bank of America robbery, the 1997 North Hollywood Shootout. Introduction. On the morning of February 28, 1997, the city of Los Angeles witnessed one of the most intense and violent bank robberies in American history. Two heavily armed men, clad in full body armor and carrying high-powered automatic weapons, stormed a Bank of America branch in North Hollywood. What followed was a 44-minute shootout that forever changed police tactics in the United States. The robbers. The masterminds behind this brazen heist were Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matassarianu. These two criminals had a history of violent robberies and were well-versed in paramilitary tactics. They meticulously planned the heist, equipping themselves with modified AK-47 assault rifles, body armor, and thousands of rounds of armor-piercing ammunition. Their goal was simple: to rob the bank and escape with as much money as possible. Phillips and Matassarianu were no ordinary criminals. They had previously committed multiple armed robberies, including an infamous armored car heist in 1995. Over time, they studied police tactics, fine-tuned their weaponry, and practiced their plan extensively. They modified their rifles for fully automatic fire and even customized their body armor to withstand extreme gunfire. The robbery. At 9:17 a.m., Phillips and Matassarianu entered the Bank of America branch on Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Within minutes, they subdued customers and employees, forcing the bank manager to open the vault. However, the amount of cash available was far less than they had expected, only $303,305, a disappointing sum for such a high-risk operation. The robbers became frustrated, shouting at the bank employees and threatening them. While waiting for the cash to be packed, they continued to fire shots inside the bank to intimidate the hostages. Unbeknownst to them, a silent alarm had already been triggered, alerting law enforcement. The police response. Unbeknownst to the robbers, a patrol car had already spotted their suspicious activity and alerted the LAPD. Within minutes, dozens of police officers surrounded the bank. As the robbers exited the building, an all-out gunfight erupted. Despite being outnumbered, Phillips and Matassarianu had a massive firepower advantage. Their armor-piercing bullets penetrated police cars, vests, and even concrete walls. In contrast, the LAPD officers, armed only with handguns and shotguns, found themselves severely under-equipped. At the time, the LAPD was not equipped with high-caliber rifles. Officers found themselves completely outgunned, forced to take cover behind cars and buildings as bullets ripped through their defenses. Some officers even ran into local gun shops to borrow higher-powered rifles in an attempt to fight back. The 44-minute shootout. The standoff escalated into one of the longest and most intense gun battles in U.S. law enforcement history. Phillips was the first to go down. After his rifle malfunctioned, he attempted to switch to a pistol but was overwhelmed by police fire. He took his own life before being captured. Matassarianu managed to hijack a getaway car but was eventually cornered by SWAT officers. After a final exchange of gunfire, he was critically wounded and later died from his injuries. During the standoff, hundreds of rounds were fired from both sides. The sheer chaos of the event made it one of the most shocking and unforgettable crime scenes in modern American history. Aftermath and impact. 12 police officers and 8 civilians were injured. Miraculously, no bystanders lost their lives. The robbers fired over 1,100 rounds of ammunition, while the police returned fire with approximately 650 rounds. The incident exposed the LAPD's lack of firepower, leading to major reforms in police weaponry. Following the shootout, law enforcement agencies across the U.S. upgraded their firearms to include more powerful rifles. The event became the subject of multiple documentaries, TV shows, and movies, including the famous film Heat, 1995, which eerily mirrored the real-life shootout. Beyond the immediate aftermath, the North Hollywood Shootout led to a national debate on police preparedness. Departments across the country started issuing semi-automatic and fully automatic rifles to officers, changing the standard for law enforcement armament. It also brought attention to the dangers of body armor-piercing ammunition and how criminals could exploit weaknesses in police gear. Conclusion: the 1997 North Hollywood Bank of America robbery remains one of the most infamous heists in American history. It not only showcased the raw brutality of criminal tactics, but also highlighted the vulnerabilities in police preparedness. The lessons learned from this event continue to shape law enforcement strategies today. The shootout stands as a chilling reminder of how a single incident can redefine police training, weaponry, and preparedness across an entire nation. Want more incredible crime stories? Subscribe to Mystic Tales.